And we are live with the PickFu monthly agency webinar. We're going to give everyone a chance to kind of trickle in. It's 5 o'clock East Coast time. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here. So what is that? That's like 2 p.m. West Coast Pacific. But we're going to let people start to trickle in. This is the debut of our agency monthly webinar. We're going to be having these once a month, every month in perpetuity, strictly for our agency partners. If you are on this call right now and you are a brand owner, a seller, a VA, not for you. This is strictly for agency partners, for agencies, whether that be a full service agency, a PPC only agency, a creative only agency. Like Adrian says, if you want, say hello in the chat, let us know you're here. Make sure your chat's set to everyone, because sometimes with Zoom, if you don't change it, it just goes to me and Adrian. Adrian's on the back end. So you want to make sure that it goes to everyone so you can see. We're going to be running a couple of cool things. We're going to go over why it's important to PickFu for multiple different touch points in an agency, whether it be full service, whether it's PPC only or creative. Pull up some real examples, and then we're going to focus in on the click test today as part of what we can do at PickFu, because the click test is very, very powerful, not just for hero images, but for ad resignation, resignation sounds like they're quitting. Resonating, or your ad creatives or your clients' ad creatives resonating with the audience. So we're going to let people trickle in. Guys, once you come on in, this is going to be one of those things. Just give us an emoji. Give me a pizza emoji, so that this way, because we're going to have pizza tonight in New York City. How's the pizza where you guys live? If you're not in New York City, I don't think it's that great. Just going to say. Challenge me in the comments, I dare you. But a lot of people that are going to be coming in, and if you're watching the recording, then that's okay. You probably had something better to do. What's better than this? Where are you? So yeah, where are you guys calling in from? Drop your information. If you're an agency, listen, we're all here to learn more together, a better click-through with PickFu, all that kind of good stuff, right? So we got Paula here, Connecticut. Pizza is fantastic here. Jasmine saying hello from Kansas City. Joanna with the pizza. Kansas City, hello. I've never been to Kansas City. I've been to Connecticut. Mystic Pizza. I think Mystic Pizza is in Connecticut, if I'm right. Maybe I'm not right. We got Peter from Ohio, Mentor, Ohio. Mentor? Not Dementor, right? Amanda from Buffalo, New York. Can't have pizza without wings. Oh, no, you can't have pizza without wings. You also can't have pizza without soda. Sorry, but if you drink water with pizza, I don't know what's going on with that. Oliver from Buffer Brand. Oh, we got Buffer Brand here. What's up, John? What's up, Oliver? Big fans of Buffer Brand. All right, we got Mike Danford coming in. We got a lot of people trickling in on it. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, cool. So, guys, we're going to get into it. We're going to go over high level of 3 different kind of pillars, right? If you are we're helping you keep more clients, keep the clients happy, give better results, streamline your operations. Anyone who knows me knows I came from an agency. I came from multiple agencies before coming to PickFu, so I understand better than most folks that you talk to in the SaaS kind of tool, self-service space, what it's like to work in an agency. It's very grueling. It's very difficult. It's frustrating at times. Clients always blame you, even though you do the best that you can. So we're here to help kind of take that burden off of you and use better data, use better insights to make data-driven decisions. So that being said, if you are one of these 3 agencies, you're in the right spot. Full service agency. Full service agency basically means you are doing the PPC, the SEO, catalog management, creative, advertising, well, that's PPC, and all that kind of good stuff. So it's real turnkey. Hats off to you guys who do full service. It's not easy. It's grueling. It's a grind. So if you're here, we're going to talk a little bit about how PickFu can help you retain more clients, use your staff, use your team, use your time wisely. The second one is PPC only. So if you're a PPC only agency, you don't do any creative. You're not doing creative. You're not touching compliance. You're strictly hyper-focused on ad management, DSP, PPC, top of search, sponsored brand, sponsored display. we're going to talk more about how PickFu can help you have a stopgap or a check valve, or I don't know, smog test is what we're calling it, right? Where basically when you bring a client on as a PPC only agency, you want to make sure that their creators are good, right? There's nothing worse than, I've worked at agencies before where we brought someone on just for PPC, no creative, and we did everything we're supposed to do the right way, but their creatives were not resonating. They were not performing. What they do? They blamed us as the agency and they fired us because ACOS was high, TACOS was high. Well, that's not fair, because if we're only doing your PPC and we're not doing your creative, you can't really blame us. Something like PickFu is able to take that blame off of you and put the client in a better perspective so that they understand, before I sign up with, John's PPC agency, maybe I need my creatives buttoned up. Does he know anyone? I mean, we do it. But it's important. You just don't want to bring people on and churn them and burn them. Now, the last one is if you're a design agency, a creative or design agency. That means basically you're not doing PPC, you're not doing compliance, maybe you're doing some SEO, but really focused on design. So very, very, very heavy on creative, on A+ content, on video, hero images, image stack, brand story module, optimized for mobile, all that kind of stuff. That's a no-brainer. PickFu is here to help you with the kind of stuff. So if everyone's with me, that we understand the 3 types of agencies that we're able to affect, drop a 3, or as they say in Brooklyn around here, drop a tray in the comments. So I know that you guys are. Oh, we have Madam PPC herself here. Fantastic. I'm ready to rock and roll. We are Gucci, as the kids in my school at my son's school say. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here, and I appreciate everyone for joining us. On the East Coast, it's the end of the day. We did this specifically so you got rid of the clients, you could focus. And on the West Coast, it's right after lunchtime. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know about the West Coast. It's not my thing. But let's take a look here, right? So we're going to jump in. Let me know if everyone can see my screen. I know it's 2024, and this is we're doing Zoom, but I always got to make sure. Give me a hell yeah if you see my screen, because we're going to talk about some magical goodness right now. And yep, beautiful. So let's take a look here, right? This is Canva. This is nothing crazy. We're not talking about, Photoshop, Adobe, anything. We're talking about basic Canva. You're selling aluminum pans here. You're selling aluminum pans. The SERP is full of aluminum pans. How do you know what stands out? Boom. This is what stands out. Now, if you're a creative agency on the call, you're gonna be like, oh my God, John, I could be doing this. Of course, this is a down and dirty Canva. This is nothing. This is, hang on one second. The joys of webinars from home. It doesn't stop there, guys. You have this kind of stuff here, right? But let's take a look at the SERP in a second. Well, actually, before I go here, let me show you the SERP. Let's go to the SERP over here at aluminum foil pans. Okay. What do we notice? What do we notice from this here? Well, we notice there's going to be brand ads up here. There's going to be sponsored ads, product ads over here. And then we hit the organic down here. What's one thing you guys notice that everyone is pretty much doing except for this guy right here? They're all having post edits inside here, post edits and or the actual inserts over here, but 9 out of 10 times, most of these are going to be post edits. So how can you help your client get more clicks, convert more? It's doing these sort of edits on the main hero image, and you're testing that with PickFu, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But let's talk about it from a PPC perspective. Let's say you don't handle creative, and let's say Cat Bite is that's some name. Let's say Cat Bite is your client, right? So we would take a screenshot of this SERP right here with the brand ads at the top and the first line of the SERP over here. Then what we would do is we would run a click test to see where people are clicking. It's very, very simple, very, very easy. So somebody on this call, I'm not going to say who, turned me on to ad cannibalization, how you can actually be using this for that exact kind of data. So if I go back here, right, this is what a typical click test looks like. Now, I know most of you on here are thinking, PickFu? Well, PickFu is this or that. And it is. This is a head-to-head. This is a this or that, head-to-head. It's, you can't do this option if it's just one. You can't do this option if it's three. It's this or this. And a lot of people kind of just think of PickFu as that. But did you ever realize PickFu is this? Where imagine, for you, if you will, let's say this is a screenshot of a SERP for detangling hairbrushes. Now, let's say your client, doesn't matter who, PPC, creative, or full service, is this guy right here, right? This is a 2-pack of different colors for $5.99. Not getting any clicks, or 1 click, compared to the one over here that's black. It's only 1, and it's twice the price, basically. Why is that, right? So if you bring on a client and they're like, man, I'm killing it, I got 2 of them, it's going to be cheaper. Well, hold on, Mr. Client. That might not be what people are looking for. And the data is going to show you that, right? So when you go down here and you highlight as to why, we're seeing professional, I don't like crazy colors, black brushes, classic style, classic, easy to use. I like the design. So from a perspective of a couple of different things, this gives you insight to show your client and say, hey, client, you don't have a box in your main hero image as a post edit. More people are clicking on the product that has a box on it. And you could actually see where people are clicking over here. Now, if you're a full service or a design agency, here's your upsell. Here's where you're able to say, hey, we can do the rendering, we can do the main hero image optimization, and we can put that box back here, because otherwise there's no real value prop. It's perceived value. This PickFu gives you the tools that you need to do, the data, to make these decisions, or put them in front of your clients, right? Now, if I go to, let's take a look at this one. This one, if you notice with this one, this has the brand ads and the sponsored placement inside of it. So now let's go back and say you're a PPC agency. You don't do creative. Now, Aquasana comes to you and says, hey, I want you to manage my account. Well, you're taking a look at the SERP where they're coming up. And if you were shopping for shower head filters, where would be the first place you click? And again, we just did 15 people, broad, nothing specific. Obviously, you want to drill down, and we'll show you how to do that. You'd want to drill down to specifically who your client's avatar is. But you could see right from this brand ad's only getting 2 clicks compared to the product ad down here, and even the organic placement over here. Now, the funny thing is, I'm not going to say who. Maybe she doesn't want me to call her out on this. But someone in the Amazon space, a PPC guru themselves, talked to me about ad cannibalization and being able to convey that to their clients. So you see here, Aqua Bliss. Aqua Bliss right here, this is paid spot 1. This is organic spot 1. Now, what happens? This is getting 4 clicks. This is getting 2 clicks, exact same item on the SERP page. What happens if Aqua Bliss was to replace paid slot 1 with something that needs a little bit of a boost versus the one over here that's already organically number 1? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, no, I'm organically number 1. I got to pay to be number 1 anyway. I got to keep it up. Amazon's going to kick me back. They're going to lower me down if I don't pay to play. Okay, but understanding where that's actually going and how that may affect, right? So this is the exact same item, but people are clicking on your paid ad when your organic ad is right here. Is it more prudent to take another product in the Aqua Bliss category and do paid slot 1 in order to keep more clicks on the organic over here and not spending too much on it? This is the data that you're getting, and we're going to show you how that report kind of works. But also over here, if Aquasana was your client and they're like, hey, listen, we want to be able to capitalize on Aqua Bliss, we want to gain some market share on them, well, you're going to say, hey, Aquasana, your brand ad is not good. Maybe we need to refresh this, and I can refer you to either a creative agency, a freelancer. Hell, PickFu, we do it. We're done for you. We're able to do all that kind of stuff as well. So you can kind of take the blame and kind of table it, where if you're a PPC agency and Aquasana comes to you, and maybe this ad is not resonating because it's not getting clicks, well, it needs to be buttoned up and refreshed. It needs to actually resonate. Now, you can look at this and say, well, maybe she's not smiling, happy, living her best life. Maybe we need to show a better array of the selection, whatever it is, we're getting the data down here, right? So if I go over here, why they click there, most popular option, they're going based on reviews. It looks nice, very effective, more interesting than the other choices, and another fatigue of the bestseller badge, right? So this data is super important. Now, so let's go back to the protein powders, for example. Does everyone drop a smiley face in the comments if you have a client who's in the supplement space? Because this one's going to be for you. Protein powder chocolate. Because supplement space is not an easy space at all, for sure. Hunter with the smiley, with the Groucho Marx smiley. Yeah, it's not easy. It's very, very difficult, but it is the Wild West out there. Now, I pulled up this example before, right? So let's get rid of the aluminum. Let's go down here to Ascent, right? So this is what Ascent had initially on the SERP. So if I go back to the SERP and take a look, they were a little bit further down. Let's see, here they are, Ascent right here, right? So if you look at protein powders, for example, it is indeed the Wild West out there. It is now anything I'm saying right now. If you guys have a client who is a footwear, media, publishing, just plug your ears and go look at the wall or something. This is not for you. The supplement space, the consumable space, the electronic space, it's the Wild West out there, especially the supplement space. So what I mean by that is you take Amazon's image guidelines and you kind of look at them a little bit and say, yeah, okay, no problem. And you do whatever you want to do within reason. So look at Orgain, for example, right? What they're doing is they're showing the flavor profile very clearly outside over here. You cannot mistake that for anything else what it is. Now, if I look at bone broth protein, that doesn't sound that delicious. I could be wrong. You don't know what it is. It says chocolate, but you have to remember too, when customers of your clients are looking on, especially Amazon mobile, right, with the app, everything is much smaller. So a huge chunk of chocolate speaks volumes compared to just the word chocolate over here. And even better, sorry, I'm clicking all these paid ads. I'm not used to using the browser over here. Sorry, guys. So if this is your client, blame them. This is even better, right? So you're showing the packaging. This is a post-edit up here, the 25 grams protein, 10 grams of collagen, the flavor profile, and the finished good. This is, and these guys are doing 5K units a month, based on at least what Amazon says. Now, if I go down here to the photos, they must have recently changed packaging. Okay, but you see here, that little post-edit is not here, and nobody cares about it. So you have to find a way to stand out on the SERP, especially in this space. So what I did was I grabbed my good old friend Ascent. I say that I have no idea who they are. And I said, how can I make it better? Right? Because this as an agency, PPC agencies, take a breather. Creative agencies and full service agencies, this is what you need to be doing to get better results, more clicks, more conversion, more money, happy smiling faces, clients with less churn. Do the right thing by them. You can listen to all the gurus you want. You can listen to everyone that follows by the Amazon main image guidelines. Amazon themselves don't even follow by the main image guidelines. Don't believe me? Okay, cool. Let me show you. Amazon basics food storage bags. Cool. Here we go. Amazon themselves doesn't even follow by their guidelines. It's packaging back here, product up here. If they just put the product over there, they would look insane. You would have no clue really what that is. So understand, the image guidelines are there for a reason. It's a guideline. It's not gospel. There's not terms of service. You can rest assured, or let your clients know that there's two differences between those. But when we go back over here, what we want to do is we want to add these things, right? So see what I added here? I've added 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. 4 elements that's going to make this image get more clicks. And we're going to test it with PickFu. Get more clicks than the competition for 4 different reasons. First thing we did is we added and I'll move this around so you can see it. First thing we did is we position layers here. I'll play with the layers here. is we added this right here. So this is powder, chocolate powder. I just found on Canva. Let me clone it so I can play around with it and not worry about messing it up. Okay. So this over here is a stock image on Canva. Canva has a million stock images. You could type in chocolate powder. If you're not using Canva, thumbs up emoji if you're using Canva in your agency. Thumbs down if you're using an in-house designer with Photoshop skills. I don't know about that. But you have all this stuff over here. So you can look for chocolate powder, there's different things you can do. So we added 4 elements over here to drastically change the CTR for this image. First one, showing the actual product. Stop hiding it in the bag. Is Canva better or in-house designer in your opinion? It depends on your budget. So it's almost like saying, is a Honda Accord better than a Rolls Royce? Well, no, if you can only afford a Honda Accord, then the Honda Accord's better. But in-house designer, if you have the need, then yeah. But there also is a price tag that comes with that. And then also how much can you keep them busy? Peter says we have about 5 of them. There, oh, you got 5 of them. Okay, brr. Mark says both. Hunter says my in-house designer I have, but I need better flows. We are super busy for sure. Okay, I get that. I think you would benefit from a PickFu playbook. And those are coming on the way. You have any good SOP flows? Well, I just said, yeah. I guess there's like a little time gap there, but yeah, we're working on some SOPs and some stuff like that. I think we can definitely help you with that, Hunter. Make sure to ping me afterwards. Connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not connected. But yeah, 4 elements. Just sent over a client to you guys today. Oh, sweet. Love that. Showing the physical product, showing the flavor profile, showing where it's made, and showing the value prop, dead pixel real estate space. 4 things you want to show. 4 things. Otherwise, without that, what do we have? We don't know what the flavor is. Yes, it says chocolate. But when you put this here, you know it's chocolate, right? Because if I go down here, this is strawberry, right? Because I have strawberry powder, I have strawberry drink over here, right? This is strawberry. Ads people, PPC HTs, tune it back in. This is important for your ads because if your main hero image shows very clearly this is chocolate, and I hate chocolate, you don't want me clicking on the listing if it's not clear enough and then learning after I click that it's chocolate. Oh, I hate chocolate, right? You want to make it very, very clear so you get the clicks that you want, but not the clicks you don't want, because then the ACOS goes up, TACOS goes up, all that kind of good stuff, or all that kind of bad stuff. So what flavor it is, what the product looks like, where it's made. So you see this one down here, made in the US. Very, very simple. A very, very simple thing. It speaks volumes. People want to know. And then the last thing over here is serving size or dead pixel real estate space. So without that, what do I have? I have just nothing. Now, you creative directors out there, you're probably cringing in your seat. That's, oh my God, that goes against branding guidelines and I'm getting a migraine and that's not the right font and it's not going to work. No, it's okay. This is a marketplace optimization. This is not something you would technically put on your website. You're competing with the guy to the left of you, to the right of you, above you, above you, above you. It's a meme audio. Above you and below you. So you have to be transparent because everyone and their mother is. If everyone's jumping off a bridge, would you do it too, as my mom said? Well, yeah. If they're on the SERP and they're selling protein supplements, I'm jumping. So you want to do that. Now, when I go back here, let me show you guys this. The click test I said is super, super powerful, but let's do an example of one. So I want you guys to give me an example. Give me a random product. And if we get a couple of them, I'll just pick whatever one is the most interesting. Give me a random product in the chat. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up a SERP and we're going to show you guys how we do a click test. A ruck plate. I don't even know what a ruck plate is. Let's see. Ruck plate. I want to learn what a ruck plate is together. If it's something that's like super manly and I should know what it is, I'm gonna be pretty embarrassed. Yep. There we go. There we go. There we go. Being the silliest goose again, right? Okay. So ruck plate. It's a weighted plate with handle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this SERP, and we're gonna see where people are clicking. I can already see based on the pricing that Titan over here is probably a premium brand. They're probably not going to get enough clicks because of pricing alone, and people are going to go straight to the bottom for yes for all. But that would be a good kind of case study to see what we'd have to do to keep the price point the same for the main hero image for Titan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this. Okay, I'm going to go like that. Macaroni and cheesy. Okay. And then we're going to go to good old PickFu. Okay. Open poll builder. Okay. So now you notice over here, guys, thumbs up, you see my screen. I gotta make, you guys are sleepy. You're sleepy geese. Thumbs up. I need to make sure you agency owners and operators are on pins and needles because listen, this is 5 o'clock. This is Miller time for me. We're doing this for you. Thumbs up in the chat. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. For Joanna, it's 11 p.m. Oh, it's 11 p.m. You should be sleeping. You're the silliest goose of them all. I'm kidding now. So you can see here on the back end on the poll builder, building a poll is super simple. Yes, I know you've seen other stuff before. This is the easiest thing you can be doing to protect your business because if you're a creative agency or full service agency and you have designers, you don't want them iterating over and over again without data. You want them to get the data, do it once, have the PickFu behind it, show me the Carfax, show me the PickFu, and make the right decision from there. Give us tips on the questions, please. What do you mean? Tips on the questions? Like what questions you want to ask? Mrs. Green? Oh, tips on the questions. Oh, okay. Phew. I was like, what am I? Okay, perfect. Love that. Thank you. So questions. So typically the pre-canned one is going to say, if you're shopping on Amazon, which product would you rather buy? Yeah, I got it. I'm the silliest goose. So it depends on what you're doing, right? So now what we're doing here, you notice it's open-ended or star rating because I have to add an option. Now click test comes up, but you can't do head-to-head or rank because it's only one option. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here. And it's going to load up for the click test, right? So we're going to click on click test when that loads. Okay, click test. Now, if you're shopping on Amazon, which product would you rather buy? You can go with that one, right? Or you could say, if you were shopping on Amazon for, this is very, very specific, so I'm trying to be a little bit general, for weights, which image would be most compelling to click on and learn more? The reason I say that is because, and Adrian has some best practices in the chat. The reason I say that is because which would you rather buy is not going to make someone go to the top and click on the brand ads, right? So which image is the most compelling and what would be the most compelling, which image would be most compelling to click on and why? I'll say, right? Here we go. So then, yeah, that makes sense. So now what I would do is go here. I'm going to do one click. You don't want to be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks. Do one click on a SERP test. We're going to put it at 30 people, usually between 30 and 50 is best practice. And then you don't want to do random audience because you may get people like me who do not know what a ruck plate is. And I'm going to say, yeah, I'd click on this one because I'm never going to buy it. You want people specifically. This one's kind of obvious, but don't lead the audience or make assumptions or questions like, how much do you like this image? Keep it neutral. Yeah. We want to do a targeted audience. So we want to do Amazon Prime members because we're on Amazon right now. I'm not going to be the silly goose that's going to say these are just for men. Women can lift weights too. Men can lift weights. Everyone can lift weights. But if you have a product that is specifically for a man or specifically for a woman, you want to drill down specifically with that trait. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to type in exercise. I clicked on the wrong thing. Zoinks. No, you know what I did? Let me go back. There we go. So exercise. Exercise frequency, less than once a week, 1 to 3 times a week, 4+ times a week. So if you have a product like this is not someone less than once a week. It's probably someone that's like 4 times a week. or at the minimum 1 to 3 times a week. So we're going to click on that. So now we have Amazon Prime members who exercise 1 to 3 times a week. So go down here, cool little hack over here. You can preview your poll and see what it looks like. If you're shopping on Amazon for which would be the most common to click on and why, right? So then they're going to click and we're going to see how that goes. And again, you can get more granular with it, knowing your client's ICP. You can drill down real specific. If it's a higher priced item and you don't really care about the feedback from someone that makes not enough money to afford it, household income range, target 75 to 100K or 150K and up. If it's someone that is a parent and not somebody that's single or someone that has an older kid or a younger kid, make sure you target accordingly. Otherwise, you're going to get feedback from a lot of people, but it might not be the right feedback. So let's go over here. So we're doing click and we're doing 30 people, click, target, exercise frequency. Cool. Check out. Guys, any questions while I'm doing this? Pepper me with questions. Love questions. Would you recommend taking a picture of a few rows of the search grid and eliminating the brand ad? Yeah, so yeah, Elizabeth, like I would say, depending on what you're looking to do, right? So it's funny you say that because I have the example from when you and I spoke in our demo. So this is one without any ads, and then this is one with the brand ad. So it really depends what you're looking for. If you're looking to get more data on the brand ad placement, you want to have the brand ad inside of there to see if people are clicking on it. But if you're really just caring about top of search or organic placement or anything like that, then yeah, you could omit the brand ad at the top to squeeze some more rows in for the SERP, which kind of like what I did over here. So it's typically going to be like one, at least for now. We have some cool stuff coming out in the future, which I can't say anything about. Do what you say. Yeah. So there's some good stuff coming. I promise. I do not leave the witness. That didn't make any sense. So going back over here, it's going to be collecting some data, right? So let's go over here. And guys, some questions. Creative guys out there. I'm curious to know what are you guys currently doing? If you're a full service agency or a creative agency, what are you guys doing currently right now as far as your checks and balance system? What are you currently doing when it comes down to, okay, we're looking in a Helium 10, we're looking in a Jungle Scout, we're getting the data, we're seeing the search, we're doing best practices on what we think and then just running with it? Or do you typically do A/B testing, maybe not with PickFu, or you're using PickFu, or using manager experiments? Because I have a really great example on why manager experiments is not the be all end all say all, especially for somebody that's just getting going. So Peter says A/B manage experiments. Great. Peter, what happens if you bring on a client that they have too low search volume, they can't do managed experiments? That's a real thing, right? And I didn't know about that until very recently, that you actually have to have X amount of traction. They're going by luck. Well, you shouldn't be going by luck. You should be going based on data-driven stuff. You got to get a PickFu, right? So that's the thing, right? Where what happens if you have a client that has too low search volume to be able to even do manage my experiments or manage your experiments, right? You have to be able to still give them data-driven decisions, right? So let me do this. Let me just stop my screen share for a second because I'm going to hop into Seller Central account. And I want to show you what that kind of looks like, even though you guys already probably know what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. Let me share my screen again. So what happens, right, if you come down here and you're like, oh, I want to manage my experiments and I want to create a new experiment and I want to do it product images, ineligible. What are you guys doing? Right? Like that's the real thing, where if you don't have the data, you can't do it, right? And even with manager experiments, 50% of the time you're going to win, 50% of the time you're going to lose. It's just what it boils down to. Versus with PickFu, you're making these educated decisions beforehand. And that's what we want. We want you to go based on data. So you can see something like this, 30-person poll, already got 5 people responding. And then we drill down, Prime subscribers and people who exercise 1 to 3 times a week. Now, I'm willing to bet one of 2 things are going to happen. One, they're going to go based on yes for all, the price over here in the reviews. But is yes for all cannibalizing or getting some ad cannibalization with stuff like this? Because this is sponsored placement 1, but this is not apples to apples, the exact same thing. It is though. But it's weird because it's a different price. That's actually really interesting. So technically it looks like this and this are the same product, but this is 26 and this is 27. So there is some ad cannibalization going on. We're going to find out. We're going to see exactly what's resonating with the customers on Amazon that are specifically buying this kind of stuff. So let me pull this up here too. Guys, how many of you, hands up in the comments, if you optimize main hero images for your clients? Hands up. Nobody? Nobody. So optimizing your main hero image for your client is probably the biggest pivoting thing that you can do for them. It all starts with the click. Yes, you need ads, you need conversion, you need dynamic pricing, you need inventory, you need SEO, you need all this stuff. But if it doesn't visually look appealing enough, they're not going to buy. So how can you do this? If you're a full service agency or design agency, and you look at something like this, all 5 of these are the exact same product. The only difference is this one has a post edit over here. And this is the one that's winning the PickFu by a landslide. Because this says very clearly what it is. Remember, CTR word, sizing and dimensions, and branding. Now, other than that, if it was a flavor profile, a scent profile, anything like that you want to see outside the packaging, you'd want to do that. But this is another great example. It doesn't matter if, odds are when you get this, you're probably not going to get the actual thing in there, right? And that's okay. Peter says, how would you implement this on a clothing brand? So interesting enough, clothing is probably in the same category with shoes and books, right? But if you go here, it depends on which type of clothing brand, for example, or what type of category. So if I type in men's t-shirts, so you're not going to see a lot of people doing these tricks and tactics in this space, right? But it's funny because you're going to show some people with face and not cut off, and some people just flat lays and that kind of thing. So it all depends on the category that you're in, because I have seen people that do like a pack of them and then they put that on the pack itself. So like if you look at pack of men's white shirts, so not a lot of people are doing it. No, so add that to the list. I know that some people have actually done it in dresses. I've seen tags hanging off of dresses in women's garments. But yeah, I would stay away from it. Not much differentiation, I know. Yeah, it's really not a huge thing. So if I say made in USA dresses, sometimes what you'll find is like a tag coming off of them with some branding elements and stuff like that. But again, it's not going to make or break it. But when you look at something like ice cream scoop, you're doing stuff like this. Here, Gorilla Grip does a great job of this. So if you guys have anyone that's in the kitchen space, kitchen utensils, kitchen gadgets, and use multiple color variations, technically, if they didn't do this post edit right here, you would have no idea that this black ice cream scoop came in these color options, because this is not a category that has the color variations underneath it. So you would just be out there in the wind. So these type of things you'd want to split test and double check. So something like this, right, is another good example of a click test. So I could do this as well. And if you guys use MacBooks or Apple products, CleanShot Pro is a really good way to adjust this. So I could do a screenshot like that and then just blur out all the stuff. And so maybe I want to get real raw data. I don't really want people basing it off price or anything like that. So I don't even want people about bestseller brands. Like I want it to be super, super organic. Oh, super, super organic. Let's see here. So I'm gonna blur all that out. Blur all that out. Right. And then what I can do is I can save this and I can load this up and I say, if you're shopping for an ice cream scoop, well, which one would you rather buy and why? So you're going to see people are going to say, oh, I want this because it has multiple colors. Not a lot of folks clicking over here, probably. Most folks clicking because of the colors and stuff. So CleanShot is definitely a good tool for you to have. Because again, if you're a design agency, if you're a full service agency, what would you do? What would you do with something like this? Let's take this guy right here. See, that comes in 3 colors. This is black, this is silver, and this is silver again. I guess bright silver. What would you do? Full service agencies, creative agencies out there. What would you do with something like this? Would you do this? Well, this isn't really showing much, right? The PickFu data is going to show you that when you do a SERP screen click test, that more people are resonating with the ones that have the tags on them because they see it very clearly as to why they can purchase this and what that's going to give them. The different color options, different styles, stuff like that. This does not give you much of anything. Yes, they're selling 400 in the past 30 days. Great. It's based on price, and this is most definitely coming from overseas directly. And what do you know? So it's not about race to the bottom for pricing just to move inventory, but it's about how to keep the profit margins there and show the value in their faces. So fake packaging, well, not fake packaging, right? So you don't want to necessarily do a whole entire box behind something like this, but what you can do is do like what everyone else is doing is tags. In this kind of kitchen accessory gadget space, tags are the big thing. So if I go to lemon squeezer, I don't even want to go in this category. I feel like I'm in like Temu. So lemon squeezer, you see Zule. They're going to do a box over here. They're going to do the color variations. Now, Aaron, if you're watching Azule, would I recommend you do a tag with color swatches on here instead of showing the individual items up here? Yes, because people can't really see as well over there. But again, he's crushing it and does not need my advice. But you see other people copy what he's doing and they do something like this over here where it's, don't do this. See, people are doing tags. That's great. They're doing render packagings. Don't do any of this kind of stuff for your clients because this is not going to resonate. This is going to get flagged eventually for suppression because it's just floating in the ether, and you do not want that. So if I was in this space, I would say, okay, but see, here's the interesting thing. They're actually doing color swatches down here. So it's in the ice cream scoops, they're not doing that, but on this one they are. So Amazon's actually getting a little bit hip to this kind of stuff. But let's go back to our poll and let's take a look where people are resonating. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere where more people are clicking here. So far, no one's clicked on the ad. No one's clicked on the, no one's clicked on the brand ad, but they are clicking, more people are clicking on the sponsored ad for the exact same product than this one. So let's see why. So actually, let me load one more response. Okay, so over here, they're clicking on this one because I like that it shows KG as well as the handles. This is a product that's simple. I'll go with something cheaper at first. Cheaper. Okay, so this is the exact same item. Literally makes no sense. That's so odd. This must not be the same item. Best price with lots of options, quality option, and reason. So they're based on price. So then why is someone clicking here? The one I picked stands out because overall pick. Okay, so they were swayed by the badge. So this is giving you data that overall pick badges are swaying some customers away from your ad. Image has an interesting angle and affordable price point. The Amazon pick designation gives me more confidence. Okay, but then why would someone click here for $60? Simple handles a nice big number right in the middle. Okay, so this person likes the massive number that's in the middle of it. So if you're creating a new product variation, or if you were getting into this, or your client was, that's good information for them to know. But why this one here? I like the handles, little notches, others don't. I like the versatile shape and design. Okay, So you can see here, based on this, if Yes for All was your client for PPC, you're running an ad and they're not clicking, right? They're clicking down here. So something is not resonating. Let's do another one. Got 3 more responses. Okay, so someone actually finally clicked over here. So why did they click over here? I like the chosen option because it clearly shows the handle and a realistic view of the ruck plate. Okay, realistic. Okay, so someone likes, they show the side profile. Well, that's actually pretty interesting. So maybe these main hero images should show the side profile, how thin it is, perhaps. We got another response over here. High rating. So you can see where people actually click. They're clicking towards where the ratings are, because the click registers where it resonates, or it registers where they're actually clicking on, which is where it's resonating. So this is super important, guys. Like this is again, I know I'm blowing some of your minds. Like you really thought PickFu was just this or that, and it's not. We're coming up with a lot of new cool stuff soon. But let me show you this as well. Same product, exact same product, right? The difference here is benefits over features. It's an open, empty box. It means nothing. But embrace pampering restorative sleep speaks volumes for people. This is what's going to get more clicks. Another good one for packaging too. Here's a great one. I actually bought this item and I made this in Canva. Yes, it sucks. And yes, this won, but guess what? This one got votes because people actually thought that these logos were on the actual product. They were like, oh, I like a cover that has designs on it. So that's more information you may want to have when you're doing a main hero image optimization or even an image stack optimization that you need to know, because you might think you're just putting icons on there, but customers might be thinking it actually comes with it. Here's a fantastic one for if you have a client that's looking to source new products. So what do? You're a full, this has happened to me before. You're a full service agency. Your client has had massive success. They turn to you, account manager, account director. I want to do something else. What should I do? How do I know what to do? I want to buy this product. I have these items. I want to source this. What do I do? 9 out of 10 times I would look at them and I'd be like, go look at the data, see what's going to happen. With this is a ranked poll. So winner, second, third, fourth place, right? So clearly this person wanted to source indoor fire racks. Could you imagine if they were to source a 20-foot container of this product right here? Your client would forget about firing you. They would just go out of business because they're not able to recover, especially if they're an SMB on a really expensive mistake like that. So helping your clients make better decisions, make data-driven decisions. This is a super easy one. This is an ugly packaging. I made this packaging in Canva in 3 minutes, but it got way more votes. And then this one got a vote because I'd rather just see the product. The text box actually makes me question the quality because it doesn't feel very polished. Yeah, I know. I threw it together in 2 minutes. But this tells you exactly what it is. There's no guessing. I know this is a mini USB 2.0, 6-foot cable, blah, 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 blah. So the reason that this is a more sourcing one, I went over this. Here's a good one. So again, going back to supplements, 30 servings made in the US. Those are only 2 things that were changed. See how much different this is? Because people need to know 1,200 milligrams, 120 capsules means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. That could mean 120-day supply, 120 servings. It could be 60 capsules per serving, and that's just 2 servings. Like it doesn't mean anything. But when you say 30 servings, that means something now. So when you're doing these images and doing these updates for your clients, you're using this kind of data to do that gut check to say, okay, this makes sense. Because what's worse? Let me stop my screen for a second. What's worse than losing a client? Anyone know what's worse than losing a client? Bad review, bad word of mouth, loss of money, loss of staff, right? It trickles downhill. So your staff gets frustrated, your designers get frustrated, they don't want to deal with it. You know, you get some churn from a client because you didn't do the right thing by them. Use PickFu as a crutch. That sounds weird to say, but use it as a crutch. Take the blame off of you and put it on the data. Because when it's data driven and when you're saying, hey, client, you said that your ICP is men over 50 with 100K income that have 2 kids and they exercise daily. And this is what we put it in front of, and this is the results that we got. Or you're using PickFu to tell the client who their ICP is, right? So you can very easily take PickFu data and say, over here, if you were going to buy this on an open-ended question, right? So open-ended. So forget about voting. This one, if you're going to buy, we're going to launch a play gym. Here are 9 options. Which would you rather buy and why? So you could say over here, you put a product over here. Who do you think this is for? Who would enjoy this product in your life? And they would go down here and say, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my this, my that. The audience is telling you who the avatar and the ICP are. So you want to do that, right? Let's go back to our example here. We got rock and rolling. So we got anything? No more, only 1 click on the sponsored brand ad. So far we got 6 clicks on placement 1, 2 clicks, right? So I gotta say, is this best practice? Can they be doing, what could Titan be doing more of to beat Yes for All with this placement, right? So it's 25 pounds versus 20 pounds. There's not much you can do with that. But can you make the image more compelling? Possibly, right? So if I go back to a ruck plate and I go to Titan, sorry, Titan, it costs you some money, right? Maybe what you'd want to do as Titan, if you're on the creative or full service side of things, right, is go here. So let's do, here's Titan right now, as is, right? So what we want to do is remove the background. Okay, remove the background. Maybe we want to show the side profile, right, along with this, like this, so you can see how thin it is, right? See how much better that's giving you? Or you could take something like this and show the reverse, right? Because you have the branding over here. So you don't want to give up on your branding. So maybe you want to do that, right? So dropping this out, turn into a Canva demo. I'm okay. I'm here for it. So dropping this out, and perhaps you want to pepper this bad boy in here as well, right? So maybe that means sending this one to the back. Maybe not showing that one, maybe just keeping it like this, right? Maybe keeping your branding on point. Maybe we want to put this over here. Want to showcase that, right? Maybe we're showing the thickness and the depth with stuff like that. So lots of things you could be doing. Some questions over here? Slap a red label on it. Yeah, you could do that. You could do like a post edit or something like that. Say exactly what it is. So you can go down here and say, is anyone saying the word ruck plate on this? Let's take a look. No. 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 So yeah, that's a great point. You can go over here and just put ruck plate. So medium strike face. You're a strike face. But yeah, guys, takeaways from the meeting. Okay, we got a full summary from Otter AI. Guys, that is what I wanted to show you guys today. Now, last thing I just want to show is we're doing these once a month. So next month, I think it's the last Tuesday of the month, we're doing this. But we want to make sure that you guys get everything. Adrian, where am I looking? Where am I going? Oh, agency directory right here. Guys, make sure if you're on this call that you get set up in our agency directory. This way, when people come on PickFu and they start to look for people they need help with for full service, PPC, listing optimization, they could find you guys. That is the one. That is the Linkaroni right there. And yes, we are doing some more stuff next month. So guys, let me know what you think. This is the first one of many. We're doing these every month. I went really deep on the click test this time. Next month, we're probably focused on something a little bit more Oh, Aaron's here. Oh, what's up, pal? Next week, next month we'll focus on I don't know. We're gonna do a recap. You're gonna get the recording. We'll make sure we get that sent out. And a lot of cool stuff coming with something like this. But yeah, next month I think we'll maybe focus on more head-to-head, more traditional AV, so people understand, and maybe that and a little bit of ranked. But it's important for ranked that people understand color variation. So what happens when you have a client that's like, oh my God, I'm killing it with my black product or my blue product, right? But the minute they get that, they're like, they run the gamut. They're like, oh, I want to sell it in 95 colors. Well, are all 95 colors going to resonate with your audience? Or are you going to be sitting with inventory that you're going to have to liquidate, like the hot pinks and the yellows and the oranges, because you just can't sell them? The rank pull is what's going to help you position your client for best foot forward when trying to double down, triple down on something that's been selling really, really well with color stuff. So yeah, the next one's August 27th. We'll send the recording and a quick survey, share feedback, and if it was helpful. And listen, if I don't get a good feedback score, I have all your emails. I've got Google. I will find you. But guys, listen, thank you so much for joining. Your time is valuable. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of insight as to how PickFu can help you retain more clients, work smarter, not harder in your agency. Make sure to streamline data-driven decisions, all that. I don't know, my hands are going crazy. I'm getting nutty. It's after 5 o'clock. All that kind of good stuff. We will see you guys next month. We will see you on LinkedIn. We will see you on YouTube. We will see you at the grocery store because I know you live. It's getting weird now. All right, guys. Bye.